Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today in this video, I am going to share all of the things that I have been loving recently. I know favorites videos are kind of a thing of the past, but I love watching them. They are some of my favorite videos to watch, so I figured I would throw one in like once a quarter, once every little bit, so I can share all of the things that I'm loving, and maybe, you know, you might find some new favorites too, some new ideas. I have everything from books to podcasts, lifestyle, food, beauty, all of it. So let's go ahead and dive in. So let's start with beauty. I have 3 beauty products to share with you today, and they are all from the same brand because when I find a brand that I love that is doing amazing things and I can support either a small business or a family or something like that, I am all about it. So these are all beauty counter products, and it is a brand that I love. They are doing amazing things for clean beauty, but also for the environment as well. They are very heavily focused on making sure their packaging is recyclable, or they have a give back program. I'm pretty sure I've talked about them in my last favorite video, or another video, but still, I love them. So I have 3 products to share with you. The first is the Dew Skin Tinted Moisturizer. It's what I have on my face right now. When they say it's dewy, it's dewy. So if you like a matte look, this is not going to be the product for you unless you use like a mattifying powder over it. But if you like dewy skin, oh my god, this is amazing. It has really good light coverage. It is not full coverage by any means because it is a tinted moisturizer, but it is light but not super heavy. It's got SPF in it, SPF 20. I always do a sunscreen under this, but I love that this has that extra little bit of SPF in it. And again, just the coverage is amazing. It cancels out a lot of my redness. I have the color light and it works well for my skin tone. They did just come out, I believe, with more shades, and they actually just changed their packaging as well to be even more environmentally friendly. We love to see it. I love this. I just love it. I love the coverage, I love the SPF, I love the dew that it gives my skin. It just gives a really nice glow. I could wear this alone, or I can layer makeup on top of it and nothing like cakes up or looks gross. It's amazing. And these next 2 are new purchases actually, but quick favorites because I'm obsessed. The first is the mascara. This is the Think Big All-in-One Mascara, so it's supposed to lengthen and give you volume, and it's clean, and so it's actually really good for your lashes. The length, amazing. It makes my lashes look so long, and the volume is there as well. And one of my favorite parts of this mascara is that I only need 1 coat. I can't tell you how many mascaras I've used where I have to layer on 2 or 3 coats to get the look that I want. This one, while I can layer, and I have done it, I actually prefer the look of just 1 coat alone. I think it looks incredible. It separates my lashes, makes them look really long, really full, and gives them volume, and they stay up literally all day long. Like, I don't have to worry about them folding or anything. I'm literally obsessed. Literally obsessed. And it's comparable to a lot of mascaras that you would find at Sephora cost-wise. So it's definitely not drugstore price, but you know, it's along the lines of like a higher end mascara, and I do not mind spending more for clean products and products that I can like recycle back. And the last beauty product is their brow gel. Oh my god, I love this. I have been using a brow like pomade almost. It's tinted to like fill in my brows, and I still use that because I have extremely light eyebrows and it does not match my hair like whatsoever. So I do love the look of filling them in. So I fill in my brows with my pomade and then I put this on top, and because this is tinted, it just gives that extra like darkness to them, but also makes them the shape that I want, and it doesn't make them fall down, and it just makes them full, and I love this. I love the look of it. I love the look that it gives my brows. I can comb them up if I want to and do that whole thing, or I can just, you know, do them in a more natural way. And on days where I'm feeling really lazy, like I'll just do brow gel and mascara and call it a day, and I still love the look of it. So these three, they are like quick holy grail products, and I cannot see myself using anything else for quite some time. Surprisingly, I only have one food item to show you. I know, crazy. I love food, but I've been eating a lot of the same things and I tend to snack on a lot of the same things. However, I discovered this at Trader Joe's, and I think I am late to the party on this, but my Trader Joe's just started carrying this. So if I am late to the party and you've had this for a while, you are one lucky duck. But it is their spicy taco sauce. Oh my god, this stuff is so good. First of all, it's not spicy. Like, not even in the least bit, which I do think is a downfall to it. I think it would be even better if it was spicy. With that being said, it just gives the most amazing chili Mexican flavor to anything you would like to put it on, because we do not discriminate. Taco sauce can go on eggs. I mean, obviously it can go on tacos. I like to put it on top of sweet potatoes. It's just a very versatile sauce, but it is so delicious. If you've ever had taco sauce before, you know that kind of like tanginess, but sweetness, and this is like that, but elevated. My mouth is watering. That just goes to show. This is a new bottle because I went through my last one ridiculously fast. But anywho, it's actually really clean ingredients too, all things that you can pronounce and say and know what they are. And the nutrition facts, great. Literally, it's like a free sauce almost. Like, you can put it on everything and you can not feel guilty about using a lot of it. If you're like me, you douse your food in it. It's great, and go get you some and you will not regret it in the slightest. Shifting gears, let's talk podcasts, books. I am a huge podcast fan. If you saw my last favorites video, which if you haven't, I will link it in the cards for you, I talked about a bunch of my favorite true crime kind of style podcasts, and today's no different. My first favorite podcast, literally have been binging this because I just discovered it, and it's actually been on for quite a few years now. So I went back to the very beginning, and that is The First Degree. Oh my god, this podcast is so good. The first like 20-25 episodes are a little bit rough in the audio department, so if you do start this, keep that in mind. But anywho, The First Degree. It is incredible. It's so good. Basically, they bring on a guest who is a first degree away from some sort of crime, whether that is a murder, whether that's, you know, the murderer themselves, or any sort of crime. They don't discriminate. And it is incredible. One, to hear the person who knew, you know, who was kind of on the other side of a crime, or, you know, 1 degree away from a crime. It's fascinating to hear that side of the story, but also they just have insight that, you know, other people might not have, or just a perspective that you might not have heard before. It's so good. It's so good. And for the most part, they are one-off episodes. There are some two-parters, but for the most part, it's just like a 1 episode and done, which typically is not my favorite with true crime, but because this is such a unique style of podcast, it actually works really well, and I really enjoy it. So if you haven't listened to it, go back, start from the beginning. Bear in mind that they the audio was rough and you could hear like breathing and stuff like that. But once you get past it, it's so good and you will just love it. And the second one is on the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of podcast, actually a meditation podcast, and it's called Mindful in Minutes. And I have been looking for a new meditation, either app or podcast or something, because I just like variety. If I listen to the same person all the time, I get a little bored when I'm meditating. And so I like this one because it's mindful in minutes, so they're quick, they're short, but they are so effective. Her voice is very soothing, and I love it. I love it. So if you're looking for a new meditation podcast app, whatever, definitely check out Mindful in Minutes. And then moving on to books, the first one that I have for you, again, if you saw my last favorites video, I mentioned the first book in this series, and I'm back with the second book, is Finlay Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead. The first book is Finlay Donovan. Finlay Donovan is killing it, and that was 5 out of 5, so good. It's like a cozy thriller, I would say. So it's not like the most groundbreaking thing, but it is a trip, and Finlay Donovan is such an amazing character. She is so relatable, and it just goes to show that like you never know what you're going to do until you are put in a certain situation. And she's like a mom, she's got kids, she's got an ex-husband, like there's so many things happening in her life, and it just is so good. So this is the second in the series, and this was equally as fun for me. I know there some people did not enjoy it as much, but I still gave it 5 out of 5. I loved it. I think it was the perfect sequel to the first one, because on the first book, she left you off at like a bit of a cliffhanger. So this picks up literally right at the end of the first book. So there's like no time in between, and it is so good. And the twists in this are like so good but hilarious at the same time, and just like the shenanigans that they get into. There's also a little tiny bit of a romance happening in this book, which I am here for. And yes, this is going to be a 3-part series, so there is going to be a next book. So this book was left off on a cliffhanger as well, but oh my god, it was just so fun. And like I said, cozy thriller. So it's not like dark and disturbing. I mean, there are some disturbing things that happen, but it's not like, it's more cozy. I don't know. I would say that if you're just looking for something to like wrap up with at the end of the day and just have like a good fun time, definitely check out the series. Obviously read the first one if you haven't, but if you haven't, you've been hesitant to read the second one, don't, because it was just as good. The next book I actually read for part of the book club that I participate in. I follow Gabby Reads here on YouTube. She is one of my favorite booktubers, and she has a book club. Once a month we read either a thriller or a horror, and then she has a live show. So I participate in that just because I think it's fun, and it just gets me out of my comfort zone in terms of like books that she picks and that kind of thing. Might not have been necessarily what I have picked up, and that goes for this book. It's called These Silent Woods. I will put a picture of it here because I don't have the physical copy because I got it from the library, which is another favorite. Utilize your local library, peeps, because such a game changer. Save money, and obviously you have umpteen million titles to choose from, and it supports a local business. We can all do that. Libraries need to stay around, so we need to support them. Anywho, These Silent Woods. This is marketed as a thriller, but I would not consider it that at all. I would say it's more of a suspenseful survival story. It is about a father and a daughter, and they live at this cabin in the woods, and you kind of get the idea that something happened in their life that made them this way. They are completely isolated, off-grid, don't have any contact with the outside world other than one guy that comes in, who is a friend of the father, once a year to bring them supplies. And the beginning of the book, this is not a spoiler, it literally says this in the synopsis, that the guy who's come to bring them supplies, it doesn't show up. So then they're kind of left to figure things out. This book is literally anxiety in a book. Like, if I could sum it up in one word, I would say anxiety. And like I said, it's more of a survival story. You got that father-daughter aspect, you got that survivalness of like, what are they gonna do? But just there's also an underlying things of happening, and also what has happened to lead them to where they are now is also woven into the book. It's so good. And guys, this book made me cry. What thriller makes me cry? But again, I wouldn't say it's a thriller. But anyways, I don't cry at books. I really don't. I think I've maybe cried at like a handful of them, and this was one of them. I did not see it coming, but the ending, there's one part, they were just flowing. I couldn't help it. So if you haven't read this, I highly recommend it. Like I said, don't go into it thinking it's a thriller. Go into it more for like a suspenseful, anxiety-inducing book. I apologize if you can hear the weed whacker that is happening out my window right now. So rude. But anyways, the next book I literally just read like a week ago, or I just finished reading a week ago, and it is a new favorite, and it's In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. It is a thriller, and it is everything that I want in a thriller and more. It's got a slightly twisted main character that you're like, you're off your rocks, but like in a nice way, and like a way that you want in a thriller. It also is about a group of friends, so you have like the drama of the friend group happening. It takes place on a university campus. I love some academia vibes, and it's just got so many twists and weaves, and it actually was surprising to me for once. I read a lot of thrillers, so sometimes I'm not surprised by the end whatsoever, or I figure it out really early. This one, I had pegged as one certain person, and it actually turned out not to be that for once in my life. So this book gets a round of applause for shocking me, because you get points for that. That never happens. So this book, so good. If you're looking for a good thriller and you haven't checked this one out yet, please do so. It is delicious, and I would read it again in a heartbeat. The next thing that I have to share with you is actually a pair of sneakers. If you don't know, I'm a sneaker gal. It's like my preferred choice of footwear. I love sneakers. I'm usually a Vans gal. Like literally every single pair of sneakers I own, besides like a pair of Nikes, are Vans. These are not Vans. I saw these and I literally gasped when I saw them, and I was like, I need those in my collection. I've been looking for a pair of sneakers that were a little bit more on the like white cream side, more so on the cream side, but also were just like in a style that I thought was cool and interesting. And these do not disappoint. Oh my god, are they so cool? These are New Balance, and we love a pop of orange. You guys know this is my color. I literally have this color all over my wardrobe, so it literally, like, these fit right in. But they are cream. They have like a little bit of a cream suede detail on the front. I will put the style number on the screen because I cannot remember what they are. I want to say they're 537s, but there could be a mix of numbers. I totally forget. But I love these. They have these cool little like thread details on the back and on the bottom, and they are just such a cool looking shoe. I love that the heel is a bit more square. It's not something I own, and they are highly comfortable. Oh, I love them so much. Yeah, I'm here for New Balance now. Like, I kind of thought, let's be real, I call these my old man shoes because they kind of remind me of like old man New Balances, you know, like the white, whatever. But for some reason, I'm here for it. Like, I approve of my old man shoes, and I just love them. And the last favorite I have is actually what I'm filming on right now, and that is my new camera. If you didn't know, I have been filming my YouTube videos on my iPhone up until my last video, and that works for me, and it was great. And the iPhones have incredible cameras, but it also is extremely difficult. There's no flip out screen, there's nothing. So I wanted to invest in a camera, and I did a ton of research, and I landed on the Sony ZV E-10. It is incredible little camera. I wanted something that was point and shoot, that wasn't too complicated, because I'm still a noob when it comes to cameras, but I also wanted the option to be able to grow with it, and I love this one. I was back and forth between the ZV-1 and the ZV E-10, and I went with the E-10 because you have the option to change out the lenses as opposed to just like a point and shoot vlog camera. However, it is still light enough to be a vlog camera, which I am so happy about, because I didn't want to lug around a huge, like I have a Canon back there. I didn't want to lug around a huge camera like that, so I invested in this one, and I am so happy with my choice. I love that it has a built-in shoe on the top, which is so important for attaching microphones. You don't have to get anything externally or have a cage or anything. It's right there built in. It actually did come with its own little wind fluff too, so if you're just, you don't want to use an external mic and you just want to vlog with it, it came with one of those. I also love that the screen obviously flips out, turns around, but also you can turn it around and fold the screen in, so it actually is super protective, and that I love. You don't have to worry about your screen getting scratched, or if you drop your camera by accident, you can protect the screen that way. I also love that it has a built-in product focus, so if you turn that on, you can put a product right up to the screen and it focuses on that, and it's like super fast. You don't have to do anything manually, which I love. Again, perfect for these kinds of videos where I'm showing off products and that kind of thing. I love this camera so much. It also has the ability to shoot in 4K, which was super important for me, because going from the iPhone, that is obviously a possibility. So I wanted a camera that could also have that capability as well, and this is it, and I seriously love it so much. So if you're looking for a new camera, I highly suggest it. And that is all that I have for you today. I will link as much as I can in the description box below. If you have any questions about anything, obviously let me know. And I would love to hear what you have been loving recently in the comments. Leave a few things, maybe in a podcast, a book, whatever it is. Share your favorites below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are not already. Turn on the bell so you never miss a video. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye! I personally love watching. It never ends.